Good morning everyone. In this session, we will discuss an example on pure virtual function. The class shape can have area with it. There can be different shapes like rectangle, square, as we have seen in the previous example. Now this class will have a constructor function in which we are going to initialize area to 0. So semicolon must appear after 0. Then compute and display functions are declared as virtual functions because shape is a general class. It's not any particular class. So it's not any particular shape. So area will not be associated with this general class called as shape. So we are declaring compute and virtual as display as pure virtual functions. The classes which will be inheriting shape, it's the responsibility of those classes to define these virtual functions. So square is a class which is derived from shape. Along with the derived members here, square can have side. Square can have its constructor function which enters the side from the user. Compute is a function overridden from the base class. It is the responsibility of the square class to define the compute function. So this function will calculate area of a square. Display is also overridden from the base class, so it displays area of a square. The two virtual functions are defined in the derived classes. We are going to derive rectangle from shape. Rectangle will have length and breadth. The constructor function is rectangle, which will read length and breadth from the user. Compute function is overridden and it defines the function in the class rectangle, where we are calculating length and breadth, area of a rectangle. So display function will print the area of a rectangle. Now here shape contains pure virtual functions. Then shape class will become an abstract class, abstract base class. We cannot create objects of shape. If we try to create an object of shape, we will get an error. So we have put this under a comment. We cannot execute this statement now. PTR is a pointer to the base class. Square is an object of the derived class square. When an object of the square is created, constructor function, before calling this constructor function from this shape class will be called. Area will be initialized to 0 for the object square. Area of square is 0 right now. Then constructor from the square class will be called, where we are going to read this side. Then we are creating an object of rectangle. Constructor from the base class will be called first, where area will be initialized to 0 for this rectangle object. Then rectangle constructor will be called, where we read length and breadth. After this, we store address of square object into PTR. We compute area of square. We display area of square. Then we store address of rectangle object into PTR. We compute area of rectangle. We display area of rectangle. So using a pointer of the base class, it can point to the objects of derived class. At runtime, we are resolving which member functions must be called. If PTR contains address of square, then functions from square class will be called. If PTR contains address of rectangle, functions from rectangle class will be called. This can be resolved because we are making use of virtual functions. Compiler will concentrate on the contents rather than concentrating on the type of the pointer. So abstract base class, a class that contains even a single pure function, pure virtual function, is called as abstract base class. So such class cannot be instantiated. Objects of abstract base class cannot be created. Pointers of abstract class can be defined. Now these pointers can point to objects of derived classes as well. Derived classes. If a class is derived from an abstract base class, then it is the responsibility of the derived class to implement all pure virtual functions of the abstract class. If derived class overrides all pure virtual functions of the abstract base class, then derived classes are called as non-abstract class and can be instantiated. We can create objects of derived class but not the object of abstract base class. The slide gives the definition of static binding and late binding. So static binding, during compilation time of the program, compiler determines which function is to be used based upon the parameters passed to the function. This is called as static binding. Static binding is also called as early binding or static linkage. Example for static binding is function overloading and operator overloading. So this is nothing but compile time polymorphism. Polymorphism is resolved at compile time. Late binding is nothing but runtime polymorphism. Late binding is the binding or linkage of functions during runtime of the program. For example, virtual functions. Late binding is also referred as dynamic binding or dynamic linkage. Which function must be called? This polymorphism will be resolved at runtime. So virtual functions is an example for runtime polymorphism. This completes the chapter pointers and virtual functions. Thank you.